My name is Thomas. I'm a senior IT engineer at Computer Care, and we've been with Rewst for a year. We are showing a password reset. So it's just a simple automation. Manually, someone would call in or send an email requesting a password reset. We would log a ticket, log into Office 365, reset the password, update the ticket, and let the customer know. This automation will sit on our internal portal, and engineers will come in here and fire off. The form has a drop down for all of our customers. They're on Office 365. So you select it in this one, then a ticket that is associated with it. If there isn't a ticket already, so say you've got someone on the phone, just leave it blank and the flow will create a ticket for you. We've got an option to complete the ticket, which is that one, and then one to send a notification to the customer at the end. You might want to follow up manually or call them or whatever else, or you just want to automate it through this, click that. The user you're resetting the password for in this drop down, whether you're going to set the password or you just want a random one here, and then you want to force the password expiry. So that's the form that you fill in. This is the flow. Starts off, gets the user principal name for the user. We're going to need that to actually reset the password. If it fails at this point, we want the whole flow to fail. And I'll kind of go into why we do that later on rather than catching this failure. But at this point, as part of the core action of resetting the password, we want it to fail. Goes to the next bit. If the engineer has selected a random password, it will drop down to this bit and create a random password. If not, it will move straight to the reset user password action and use the password that was supplied in the form. This resets the password. If this fails, obviously the whole flow would fail again because, well, the action is to reset password. If that's not happening, it's not going through. So the flow will fail. If it succeeds, check if a new ticket is required. If it isn't, it moves down to just adding time. But if it is, it gets the company ID. You have to do this as part of Datto. The call that you make, you need to supply it. Get the company ID, create the ticket. The details are all in here. It creates the description, title, username, fills in all the correct types and everything. If it fails here or the one above, it doesn't matter as much. And we want to capture that failure, and then we're going to gracefully end. So I'll go through that bit once we've gone through these actions. Get the company ID, create the ticket, add time to the ticket, and then we need to get the ticket details. This is for actually sending the notification email to the customer. It's not kind of supplied here. So we want to get those ticket details, just the number, the title, and the ID of the contact we're going to send it to. Check if the ticket has a contact. Oops. If it doesn't, we're just going to move to the end of the flow. If it does, then check to see if they want to be notified. If they do, get those contact details with that contact ID. Create a self-destructing note because we don't want to be sending the password in plain text. So that uses a service called SafeNote. Then it sends the email to the contact. We use SMTP to go. I've added them as a custom integration into Rewst. We have used just the core sending emails, but you can't customize the styling in it. I know there's a new action or a new thing that's been released about that, but we've not had time to test that out yet. But this is how we use it. So we style our emails in SMTP to go. We've got templates for that. And then this will send one to the customer. Fails here, we'll capture it. And then it would get to the end once it succeeds on that. So if these ones fail, what we want to do, so it's reset the user password. Fails up here, good. Fail the flow, know that we haven't done it. If it does reset the password, but it's just failing on the ticket creation or the ticket updating, we capture that over here, and then send a message to the engineer, just saying that it's failed in creating the ticket, and you might not have selected to notify the customer anyway, but we don't have a contact ID for it. So this is what we would have sent out to them. And it has the name, user principal name, and the link to the password details that we've set because there's no other kind of way of getting it. Now, we don't want the engineers to be checking the results through Rewst, and we need some kind of feedback when you're running these flows. You submit them and it says, submitted successfully, but we need some kind of input back from that. So what we've got is a completion handler on this flow, and when it completes, this one goes ahead. What it does, it starts up. It gets the log from the old one and sets it into this one. It gets the user. I know we can access these, straight with these variables, but it just makes it a bit clearer when you're actually in the flow what you're working with. Then check to see the status of the previous workflow. And if it's a failure, send a failure email. And if it's a success, send a success email. So the engineer, as soon as they've submitted it, within a few minutes, they should get either an email like this or email like this. And the idea behind the failing early with the core actions and not failing the flow with the updating ticket and things like that is that you'll still get a success email, but then you check the log and you can see, okay, it's created the password, it's reset the password, it's created the ticket, but maybe it hasn't updated the ticket, something like that. So you don't want a failure notification for that. You want to say, it's a partial success. If it has failed, one of the cool things, you'll get something like this. And that's all I've got to show.